Last time I made a cake, a bunch of people suggested that since I don't have a Lazy Susan, just use the one that's inside your microwave. I'm gonna make my husband's birthday cake. I'm gonna try it, see if it works for decorating. 2 Funfetti cakes that I made yesterday because I wanted them to be cool. Now I'm realizing I actually need to put this back in the microwave. I'm gonna make a ganache, but I need to heat up the milk and I'm gonna heat it up in the microwave. Just one quick. I don't have any heavy cream. I forgot to get some at the grocery store. I'm gonna try to make ganache with just butter, whole milk, and chocolate and hope that it works. I'm gonna heat this up till it steams. Cup and a half chocolate. Not entirely certain how many tablespoons of butter this is. It looks to be about 1, 2, 3, 5. I'm gonna do like 5-ish tablespoons of butter in here. Hot enough that it's steaming. You don't want it to boil, but you want it to be steaming. Put the milk over the chocolate and the butter. Everything under the milk. Cover it over here for a couple minutes. I'll set a timer. 3 minutes. Susan, back out of the microwave. Heck yeah, I think that might actually work. I made these yesterday so that I wouldn't have to worry about them being too warm because I do have a track record of being incredibly impatient. This is store-bought icing. Clearly, it's from Betty. Might be the most semi-homemade with Sandra Lee thing that I've ever done. But his favorite birthday cake is Funfetti with chocolate icing. So that's what we're doing. Funfetti with chocolate icing. For some reason, this cake looks quite flat. I'm not gonna level it or anything and just hope that it works. Saying that now is usually how I end up with something that falls apart. One of my favorite things to do with a Funfetti is a sprinkle layer. I found these. These are my favorite sprinkles. These flat sprinkles. A sprinkle layer. All the colors. Sprinkle layer. Second cake. Ice the whole thing. 30 seconds left on the ganache. Hopefully I can get this done. Then I'm gonna put the ganache on top. Look at that. The microwave plate really does work. I guess I don't need to invest in a Lazy Susan. I already had one in my microwave this whole time. Uh-oh. This has to get whisked. It's looking on its way to being ganache. Very exciting for me as a ganache girl that I was able to make something pretty ganache-y without heavy cream. Yeah, I'm gonna put this in the fridge and let it firm up for a little bit. It's amazing. I'm quite sure this would benefit from sitting in the fridge before I put the ganache on it, but I'm not gonna do that. What I am gonna do is spoon in an attempt to avoid absolute mess. I think the drips are nice. I think I want some drips. It also looks like there may be some chocolate chunks in there that I did not completely incorporate. I know it looks kind of messy. I think it might actually be cute too. Cute and messy. Aren't we all? I really do love how well this Lazy Susan from the microwave is working though. I think that looks so deliciously, slightly crazy messy. I think it's perfect. I'm gonna let it sit and settle before I transfer it to its transportation vessel. She's looking pretty cute. I was gonna just put this Pyrex bowl on top of it on the Pyrex lid. If I could put it on now, I'll just put this in the refrigerator. I think we're good as gold. In an incredibly exciting turn of events, she fits so perfectly in the refrigerator. For the purposes of transportation, I need this cake to go on the lid, this bowl, so that it can be transported easily. This is parchment on the lid so that I can cut straight on the lid, but I don't have to worry about cutting the lid. It'll cut the parchment before it cuts the lid. 2 big spatulas. Okay. Very nice, I think. I think this is pretty impressive. I think this is a pretty impressive cake situation. I kind of love it. My favorite cake transportation hack, if you do not have a cake box, like a cake carrier, a really big bowl with a lid. Now you have a cake box. Now you have a traveling cake box. It's just a really big bowl with a lid. Ta-da! There you go. Could have used a lighter.
Where's the lighter?
I don't know.
I have to go out
dripping
to the
on this.
living room to get it.
Yeah. You're gonna need a knife. There's wax on the cake.
I don't think anybody's gonna complain.
I'm complaining. Happy birthday to you.
Do it manually though. Thank you, Gloria. Did you make the icing?
No. I made the ganache. Confetti sprinkles.